Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So we had a nice save right just now on the daily three. So good job, all the traders who came in and bought the support. Thank you very much. Thank you for holding up the market. Appreciate that. So that worked out fantastic. Good job. So we had exactly what we put on the trade plan, which was the daily 3 to the 1, and that's the range that it traded in. So we might, move down from here on Monday. The weekly one for this week is lower, that did not get hit, and the monthly mean is at 21,362. So that's the monthly support. And so with the negative news, it might, with the daily ranges and everything, work itself down to that monthly mean sometime next week. Unless we get a resolution, and then it can shoot right back up. So, um, very interesting news coming out of the Middle East, where President Trump spoke with the King of Saudi Arabia guy, whatever, MB, and they are, you know, going to try to work some diplomacy with the Iranian people. So apparently, the people who were in charge, the hardline military people, they are no longer with us, and so there will be new people coming in, and that's apparently going to be a negotiation on Sunday. So we could get a ceasefire, hopefully, prayers, and then work for stability, because there's no reason to go forward from this point, um, if unless they want to have a full-scale war, which will not go well for Iran, and nobody wants to see that happen. So hopefully cooler heads can prevail, and the parties are able to work out differences and not pursue their nuclear ambitions, because I think that was the only problem that they really had. So, just thoughts and prayers for this weekend that they are able to get a ceasefire and um, stop pursuing that. Obviously, the Obama administration gave them many hundreds of millions of dollars, and the money went to fund Syria and Hamas and um, nuclear, and it can't happen again. So the funding is going to be cut off unless China funds it, but it won't do China any good to do that either. So hopefully this is over, is what I'm trying to say. My game theory logic leads me to an end game result. Now, I mean, there's no reason to pursue it. Um, so hopefully I'm right in my logic, the way I think, and they can get it done. So we'll see. Maybe Sunday will be a big gap up instead of a gap down. We do have that monthly one that the dealer wasn't moving risk out, but if they resolve this, I mean, don't no doubt that monthly one gap is, or monthly 110 is going to get taken out. That would be extremely bullish and very positive for the world. So I vote for the positive, obviously, and see if we can take it there. So thank you for supporting the market, all of you who stepped in late in the day to hold up the U.S. market and not going to change on this. Crude also, let me just show it to you, stayed right where it, I thought it would, which is cracking me up. So here is the 1.5 distribution between the 1.5 R ball and the 1.5 H ball. So the R ball is the 1 period and the H ball is the 14 period distribution on a daily. So that's exactly where the zipper was. It did come down to a 1.25 and then went right back to the 1.5. So 1.75 on top and then 2 up here. These 2.75s and 2. So very good. I mean, overall, we had one scary moment today, and I'm sure the people in Tel Aviv are still, living through their fear of more missiles. But the United States did step in and help, as well as the Middle Eastern countries came in and helped. So I think everybody's ready for this to end if Iran would get the message. So hopefully younger, newer people can come in and do better for their country than pursuing a strategy that just isn't going to be acceptable to anyone else. So they need to take that into consideration at some point and move off of that. Let's see if that happens. Um, Hopefully it will, so that no other further destruction will have to occur or lives lost or damage to property or disruption to lives and businesses. And, people can plan to put their lives together and move forward and hopefully grow their economy. I mean, how wild would that be for Iran to be able to trade openly with all the other countries without so much sanctions on them if they are able to change course? I'm not sure why that would not be attractive to them. Um, but maybe someday somebody can explain it to me. But it doesn't matter. Hopefully, the people who know what's going on are in charge and can get it done. So we'll just keep our thoughts and prayers on it. But it was good that the U.S. markets held up and didn't tank on this. And so that shows the strengths of this market. There's really no reason to sell this market off. If there was ever a reason to sell this market off, it would have been today, and it held up fantastic. So good job, good job. All right, we'll talk to you guys on Sunday. I'll have the Forex report out. I'm changing my framework. I had an epiphany, I was getting it overcomplicated, and it dawned on me is Jats PT is the framework that we need to put the other components inside of. I mean, yes, for implied volatility, absolutely. All of that is so critically important to get the dealer structure and the open interest in the volume for your options. However, that is implied volatility. We have real volatility. And so when I can put the forecasting of the implied together with the real, and then I put the forecast inside the real, not the real inside the implied. So I think I'm putting the pieces together a little bit better, and I know exactly what pieces I want to put together to make the puzzle work. And I'm very, very excited about my uh, updated framework that you will see on Monday, Sunday night, Forex, and then it's every day going after. And I'm going to go ahead and add SPX on Monday. So we'll have VIX, SPX, NQES, Bitcoin, gold, and crude on a daily basis. If you want to see anything else in particular, just let me know. I'll be glad to get you a chart on that or add levels if there is any other interest. But I think I've hit the main um, futures contracts that have the most, interest and opportunity for range and, um, consistency for that. So, but I'm always open to trying new markets. I'm able to do agriculture. I'm able to do currencies, or other Bitcoin or Ethereum. In fact, I'm really looking forward to doing the other crypto markets as soon as we can get the data. I've been watching every day to see if we can get the Kraken data on the NinjaTrader platform, and so I can start, doing a crypto series. I think that would be fun. So and do something like that, and then maybe choose a market that's moving, which I can do because I have my volatility framework. I should know which markets have a better chance of having a positive forward expectation instead of sitting and getting yourself annihilated inside a range that's moving up to long-term risk and getting yourself chopped to death like I did this week. So that won't happen again. And, I went outside my trading framework this week and made some stupid trades. I think we've all done that, but so put it in the back burner and recognize what the errors were and make sure you're trading your algo and not discretionary. All right, we'll see you Sunday night. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night.